Welcome, everyone, to English Awakened. I'm your host, James, and I am so glad you're here with me today. Today, we are going to explore a really helpful topic for anyone learning English, especially if you work in an office or a professional setting. We're going to focus on 20 essential English sentences. These are phrases that you can use every single day as part of your work routine. The goal here is to help you boost your vocabulary and, more importantly, to build your confidence when you are speaking English in professional situations. We'll break down each sentence, give you examples, and make sure you understand how to use them naturally. So, let's dive in and get started on strengthening your English for the workplace.
All right, let's kick off our workday with some essential phrases for the morning. These are the sentences you'll likely use right after you arrive or when you first sit down at your desk. Our first phrase is, I need to clock in. This means recording your arrival time at work. Many companies use a system for this. For example, you might say, first thing, I clock in at 8 a.m. This tells your employer you've started. Next, you'll probably log on to your computer. To log on means accessing your system with your username and password. So you could say, after coffee, I log on to my computer. This is your key to your digital workspace. Once logged on, what's next? For most, it's to check my emails. This is a common part of starting your day. You want to see new messages or urgent requests. A simple sentence is, I check my emails right away for urgent messages. After checking your inbox, it's good to prioritize my tasks. This means deciding which tasks are most important or urgent. It helps you manage your time. You might think, before I start, I need to prioritize my tasks for the day. And finally, many workplaces have a morning stand-up. To attend the morning stand-up means joining a brief daily meeting, often standing, where team members share updates. You could say, I need to attend the morning stand-up at 9:30 a.m. to discuss project progress. This helps align your team. These 5 sentences are super useful for describing the beginning of your professional day. They really set the stage for the work to come.
All right, so we've kicked off our day, checked our emails, and prioritized our tasks. Now let's move into the heart of the workday, that mid-morning to early afternoon period where much of the focus work happens. Our first phrase for this part of the day is, I need to work on a report. This means you are spending time creating or completing an official document that presents information. For example, you might say, this morning, I'm going to work on a report for the marketing team. It's a very common phrase for desk-based jobs. Next up, you might hear, I have to call a client. This simply means you need to telephone a customer or someone you do business with, perhaps to discuss a project or answer questions. So you could say, after lunch, I'll call a client about their new order. It's direct and clear. Working with others is often essential, so our third phrase is, I will collaborate with colleagues. To collaborate means to work together with other people in your team or company to achieve a goal. You might say, for this project, I will collaborate with colleagues from the design department. It emphasizes teamwork. It's also important to step away from your desk sometimes. So you might take a short break. This means pausing your work for a brief period to rest or refresh yourself. For instance, you could say, I usually take a short break around 11 a.m. to grab some coffee. It's good for productivity. And finally, before a scheduled discussion, you'll often prepare for a meeting. This means you're getting ready for the meeting, perhaps by reviewing documents, creating an agenda, or gathering information. You might say, this afternoon, I need to prepare for a meeting with the sales team. It ensures you're ready to contribute effectively. These 5 sentences cover key activities during the main working hours, helping you talk about your focused tasks and interactions. They are very common in professional environments. Now, as we move into the afternoon, the pace often shifts. This is where we might have more meetings or deal with follow-up tasks. Let's look at 5 sentences that are perfect for describing these afternoon activities. First, a very common one, I need to attend the meeting.
This simply means you are present at a scheduled discussion, perhaps with your team or clients. For example, you might say, "This afternoon I have to attend the meeting about the new project." It's straightforward and clear. Next, after getting many messages or requests, you will often respond to inquiries. This means you are replying to questions or formal requests you've received. You could say, "I'll spend the next hour responding to inquiries from our customers." It's about communication and getting back to people. Another important task, especially if you work with information, is to review documents. This means you carefully read and check papers, reports, or files, often to make sure they are correct or complete. For instance, you might say, "Before I leave, I need to review documents for tomorrow's presentation." It's about accuracy and preparation. Sometimes in the afternoon, you might also need to conduct research. This means you're systematically investigating a topic to find information or facts. You might say, "I need to conduct research for the new marketing campaign to understand our competitors." It's about gathering knowledge. And finally, to keep everything moving forward, you'll often follow up on pending items. This means you're checking the status of tasks that are incomplete and taking further action to ensure they get done. So you might say, "Before the end of the day, I will follow up on pending items from this morning's meeting." It helps you ensure nothing falls through the cracks. These phrases are excellent for describing the deeper engagement and often more administrative or investigative tasks that fill out your afternoon workday. They are frequently used in many professional settings. All right, we've covered the morning and the busy core of the day. Now let's talk about winding down. These are the sentences you'll use as your workday comes to an end. First up, a big one. I need to finalize a project. When you finalize something, it means you are putting the finishing touches on it, making it complete and ready. For example, you might say, "Before I leave today, I must finalize a project I've been working on all week." It's about bringing something to a definite close. Next, it's always good practice to update my task list. This means you are adding new tasks, marking completed ones, or reorganizing your list of things to do. You could say, "At the end of the day, I always update my task list to prepare for tomorrow." It helps you stay organized and on top of your responsibilities. Then, a small but important action, I need to tidy my desk. This simply means you are cleaning up and organizing your workspace, putting things away. You might say, "Before heading home, I like to tidy my desk so it's fresh for the morning." It's about creating a clear space for a clear mind. And then, the moment many of us look forward to, I need to clock out. This phrase means you are officially marking the end of your workday, especially if your job tracks your hours. You could say, "It's almost 5 o'clock. I need to clock out soon." It signifies the official end of your shift. Finally, after you leave work, you'll often commute home. This describes your journey from your workplace back to your house. For instance, you might say, "My commute home usually takes about 30 minutes. It's that journey back to your personal life." These phrases help you describe the actions you take as your workday concludes, preparing you for the next day or simply for your evening. They are common, practical, and very useful. So we've covered 20 really useful sentences today, from starting your day with clock in and log on to the busy hours with work on a report and call a client. Then moving into the afternoon with phrases like attend the meeting and respond to inquiries. And finally, winding down with finalize a project and clock out. These aren't just words. They are tools. They are keys to unlocking more confident conversations in your professional life. The most important thing now is to practice them. Try to use these sentences throughout your day, even if you are just talking to yourself, or practice with a friend. The more you use them, the more natural they will feel. And that is how you truly boost your fluency. Thank you so much for tuning in to English Awaken today. It means a lot to have you join us on this learning journey. If you found this episode helpful, please consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any future lessons. We're always here to help you awaken your English potential. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and keep moving forward on your path to fluency. Goodbye for now, and have a truly wonderful day.